Uh, all right. Okay. Let's see who's awake. Let's see who's awake. It's 9:20. It's 9:20 Central Standard Time. Let's see if I can get something going on here with a quick live stream. Let's see here. All right. All right. How's the stream health? How is it? What's going on? What's going on? Looking to check the stream health here. Let's see how it's doing. Tell me how it is. Tell me how the stream looks, folks. How's the audio? How's the video, more importantly? You see any kind of latency or anything? Any latency in the stream? Let me know. On my side, it says the stream is kind of weak. It says it's weak. Yeah. It's lag. It's lav. It's lag. Let me know if it's lag or not. Let me see. Let me check on another device. Video is choppy. Audio is good. Video is a little choppy. Let me see. I'm gonna check on another device. Yeah. How's video? It's coming up. Video getting better. I'm looking at it on a device and it looks flawless. It looks like there's no more lag. Let me know. I'll cut it off and start it again. Change some settings. I'm just kind of testing out some settings in OBS. But when I look at it right now, it looks crystal clear. No lag in the audio. No nothing. Much better. Video is good. Okay, let me know. I was about to say, man, I was looking at it, I was going to start the stream over or just cut it off. But it looks like the video should be good. It's good. I guess the YouTube, man. YouTube is always tripping on here for us, man. YouTube is always messing up streams. But I want to say to you guys, if you have a device that is a 4K display or a at least 1440, change your resolution to 1440. Maybe that's why it was a little bit of lag at first, because I am streaming in 1440 at 60 frames per second. So let me know if you can see it in 1440 at 60 frames per second. You should be able to. I'm just making some adjustments here, testing things out to see if it looks okay. A little bit of a late night stream. You should be able to see it though in 1440 at 60. I was messing around with the resolution in the settings, and I was like, I want to see, I have a 4K camera, but I don't have the 4K cam link. And so in OBS, let me check the audio real quick. In OBS, yeah, audio is fire. In OBS, you can adjust any settings you want. So right now, when I look at it through YouTube, it says video settings are extremely low. That's what it says for me, like on the creator side. But when I test it out on the device, it shows the video is actually pretty solid. Like I'm looking at it on a different monitor here. So somebody in the comments, if you got, I guess nobody in the stream has a Pixel 4 XL or a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, or man, y'all don't got no phones that are they can view it in 1440 at 60. Man, this is a huge feat for me. This is a huge accomplishment for me, man. Getting my settings right for OBS. OBS, man, is hard to get the settings right. Again, I'm not using Cam Link or anything. Cam Link 4K. I'm using the regular Cam Link, and I just adjusted the settings in OBS to push out 1440 at 60. Now the lighting and everything should be really, really good. Note 10 Plus here. Okay, so change it to Justin, change it to 1440 at 60 and let me know what you think. I got the Pixel 4 XL over here, and it's 1440 at 60. I'll be making adjustments to lighting and things like that when I get the new office and everything. And you will know in a couple of weeks, man. You'll be able to watch my streams in 1440p at 60 all the time. Tanner so lit. He came by to give me a hit. He hit the thumbs up button because he knows I'm a pastor and no one else will come after. I used to be an MC back in the day. Shout out to Tanner so lit. Hit him up if you need a good beat or anything like that. GG in the house. I see you. So you guys should be able to watch in 1440p at 60. There it is. So I'm testing out. I'm just doing like a little test stream. We'll talk about some tech or whatever. But we'll talk about Sony and Motorola and things like that. But I'm making some adjustments, like I said, to the streaming setup, and I want to be able to stream. The next thing I'm going to adjust is the background and things like that. I'm going to give a more flat background because, you guys have seen this office for so long. It's time for something different. And yeah, no alerts. So alerts didn't come out. That's kind of crazy. Wow, I can't believe no alerts came in. So if you can view this in 1440p at 60, this is just the beginning. I'm going to be making some really good changes for live streams. Again, I have really bright LEDs, and the 4K camera that I'm using, I have to get the adjustment and position just right. So, this isn't the best, I know, but it's a start. It took me a little bit of time to get the right adjustment to the settings in OBS because I don't have a 4K cam link. I'm just using the regular cam link, but I got a 4K camera, and you can tweak the settings in there to get what you want to work in OBS, so there's no latency. So, and this also depends on Uno Nice. I see you. This also depends on your computer that you're using. So obviously, I'm using a Mac. I'm using a Mac Mini too, by the way. The second highest Mac Mini is what I'm using. So, hey. Watching it 1440p, but 11 Pro Max is. Sorry for giving you a gain on the mic, man. My bad. The iPhone users, man. Let me do a sound check. Yeah, I should probably lower the audio just a tad bit because the Yeti X, man, the Yeti X is my favorite mic, and I have several mics. I bought the Blue Yeti back in the day. I got the Samsung mic. It's one of my favorite mics, but hooking things to the computer, you got to get the right setup going. So sound check is good. So Sony, man, Sony. So I dropped a video earlier today. I'm gonna be snacking during this stream, so I suggest you do the same. Got me a hot cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Got a hot cup of tea, and got some crackers and some granola bars and stuff lined up. So if you're offended by me snacking, you probably should leave because I'm about to get my snack on, son. Had a pretty rough day. I got a lot going on over here. So, Sony. I stayed up last night, you know what I'm saying, and I watched the premiere of the new Sony joint. And obviously, I plan on getting it. Now, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Mr. J.L. Williams, right? So I posted a little thing up on Instagram, kind of talking about how every time a phone drops and it costs more than $1,000, if it's not Samsung or Apple, it shouldn't be at that price. I really get tired of people saying this because ultimately what they're saying is Samsung and Apple are the best and nobody can compete, which is just not true. I got love for both of those OEMs. Obviously, I got iPhones, I got Samsungs and everything. But the Sony Xperia definitely is a device that it basically pummels. It just destroys other phones on paper. You know what I'm saying? So the Sony event, if you didn't see the Sony event, Uno Nights, if anybody didn't see the Sony Xperia event, just go to their YouTube page because it was actually a premiere. So I get really tired of everybody in the social media side, the tech world, feeling like Samsung and Apple just hold it down and they're the best. And that's just not true. Now, I'm not going to sit on video and lie to you and say that Sony is flawless. This is not going to happen. No OEM is flawless. But what I will say this, on paper, Sony destroys the other competition that they're competing against. Even though their flagship phones are listed at like 1,000 or so, people still say it's not worth it. And even I went on record with my Xperia 1. I waited 6 months to get that phone, and then the camera was jacked. Other than that, I would have kept the phone. But the problem with that is I like cameras. I like to record video. So that was a no-go for me. So Sony has a game-changing device that's getting ready to come to the market in the second quarter. I mean, it's got everything that the Galaxy S10s and S20s have, if not more. Neither one of those have a 4K display. Alone, to me alone, that 4K display crushes the displays on the Samsung phones, like for real, because Samsung makes the best displays. However, this time around, Sony added, they're calling it some kind of motion sensor, something like that, where basically it's 90 hertz refresh rate. That's what they're doing. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to tone it down. You know what I'm saying? You shout out to Team Fury, Wilder fight. Man, if you're not following me on social media, it's Mr. J. Williams and IG, man, because I'm so glad that Wilder got beat, man. And, you know, I'm not a gambling man. I don't gamble anymore, but I definitely was ready for Wilder to get knocked out because he's not a humble guy like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is my man, $100,000. I'm rocking with him, you know, but I still think everything is set up for sure. And it's all about that money. So they don't make money if you don't go to the fights and, you know, order the pay-per-views and things like that. They don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? So they'll get Anthony Joshua to take a L, then come back and win it again and get all your money again. But anyway, Tech, yo. Shout out to everybody in the street. Oh, we got a legend in the house. Forbes Tech is in. He caught me live. Forbes Tech. What's up, V? Donna, Dr. Donna, Gat, Gigi. I see all y'all up in here, man. Phil, Tech for your knees. I see all y'all, man. It's going pretty fast for me. But nonetheless, man, Sony is getting ready to drop this device. And like I said, on paper, to me, the Sony displays crush the Samsung displays. But the sad part about Sony is their cameras on their own smartphones. Sony is wrecking the camera game. And mirrorless camera game, they are outselling and outpacing a lot of companies. But unfortunately, with the cell phones and the mobile phones, they're slipping. So what did they do? They teamed up with Carl Zeiss. And now they have a Zeiss lens in their new Sony phone. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna pan out. Like they're changing over to a Zeiss lens, and I think this is gonna be it's gonna be a much needed upgrade for Sony. Like for real. This is gonna be the update that they needed and the change that they needed, son. Their own cameras, their own smartphone cameras, wasn't stepping up to the plate, and they're Sony. They needed to join up with Zeiss, man. They needed to do something. That's kind of strange, though, ain't it? They can't even get their own cameras right in their smartphones, but they got the mirrorless game on lock, most people think. So it is what it is. They're rocking with Zeiss now. They're doing Zeiss now. My Instagram is Mr. J.L. Williams. They're rocking with Zeiss now. The Zeiss lens, man, is going to set them. I'm going to type my Instagram in here. If you're not already following me, it's Mr. J.L. Williams. They put this, and here's something else that they did to a flagship device. Flagship. I say that loosely. What did they do? They added back the headphone jack. What? I mean, come on. You can't sleep on this. So they have a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, Snapdragon 865. It's 5G. There's two versions of it. There's a Pro version, which adds 512 gigs of storage. And so they have this headphone jack, the 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Obviously, it's water resistant. You know what I'm saying? It's got wireless charging. It's got the triple lens setup with Carl Zeiss. It's got 20 frames per second for photos. No other phone can do that. No other phone. What's up? What's up, Cruz? Yeah, you didn't miss much, man. I'm Gary B snacking here in a little bit during the stream. You know what I'm saying? We're just kicking back. I'm testing out some new settings on the camera for OBS. So if you're just coming in, man, if you have a device that is 1440 on the display, switch it to 1440, 60 frames per second, and tell me what you think, because this stream is in fact in 4K or 2K at 60 frames per second. 1440p at 60 frames per second is what I'm streaming in. I'm just testing out some new things before I make a completely different switch on my setup. So I'm just testing stuff out. So I'm just hanging out with you guys for a little bit. So Zeiss, once they said Zeiss, I was like, yeah, this is about to go down. Now, as much as I love the new Samsung phones, you know, man, look, I'm Team Pixel. I got Samsung phones, but for portrait shots, it's a lot of people. You know, you got Technical T online, and he probably online somewhere talking trash. I know he is, but I'm telling you, the Samsung phones are nice. I used it, but I still do not think that the portrait. I think the Pixels have the portrait game on lock, and even video. I've been actually using my Pixels for some videos lately. And now, what easy at? Easy up in here? What easy at? Let me get my bifocals. There he is. What's up, E? But even though, you know, Sony hasn't had the best reputation for their own smartphone cameras, I think they get ready to shut it down this time. Oh, well, I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping that Sony brings the thunder this time, because a lot of people feel like as soon as a phone drops, if you're just coming in, we're talking about Sony right now, and, you know, so what if the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II drops at $1,300? Now, that's the current supposedly pricing. Why is it that people are already saying that it's not worth that, and it's not even here yet, but people praise the Samsung devices and the Apple devices right off the rip? And the one thing I like about Apple phones is their video recording. But I also think the Samsung phones have boss video recording too. But like I said, photos and video record, everything dealing with the camera is always subjective. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to agree that it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I love my Huawei phones, man. My Huawei phones, I think the best Huawei phone, I know you're going to get tired of me saying this, son, but listen, the best Huawei phone to me, I haven't used the 30s and anything like that, but I'm going to say it. The Mate 20X was some of the best flawless cameras that I've used. You know, I bought the Mate 9. I didn't buy the Mate 10, but I've bought a lot of Huawei phones before that. And Sony, all they have to do is get their camera game together, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're pretty much saying, I guess when you think about it, they're pretty much saying, Lethal Emperor, what's going on, man? Everybody just coming in, what's good? They're pretty much saying, look, we know we have the best mirrorless cameras as far as like photography and whatever thing goes, but we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball with our smartphones. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for us to get over to let Zeiss do their thing. Zeiss needs to do their thing. Yeah, Uno, I see. Yeah, no doubt. 1440p, 60 frames per second is what this stream is in. So if you're just coming on, man, it's a lot of people just dropping in. I'm just tweaking some things before I make some major changes to the setup. And I wanted to see if I can get this 1440p 60 frames per second for a live stream. And it is working because I'm watching it right here on the Oh Orange. If you're not part of Team Pixel, get it in. What's good? But I'm just testing things. You know, don't worry about my lighting. I know it's kind of bright or whatever, but I'm going to make some adjustments when the new setup is all together. So, but nonetheless, you can now watch your man Jay in 1440, 60 frames per second on the live stream. It's all good. So Sony might drop this phone for $1,300. But I feel like this happens every time in the smartphone world. If you do smartphone reviews, Tech Loving Mama, what's going on, man? If you do smartphone reviews, right, you pretty much know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see a new phone drop, you know what's going to happen. Everybody, if it's not Samsung or Apple, everybody's going to crap all over it and try to pick it apart. And you know, that's I'm not gonna say that. That's the part of YouTube tech community for smartphones and stuff that I just try to ignore. Take a sip, folks. So tonight, I'm gonna do things a little different. If you haven't seen Tech Lama Mama's latest video, I'm gonna need you to make that happen. Shorty putting it down right now. Oh, I see Gigi got a new profile pic. I see you. Man. All right. So just coming in, man. I don't just want to talk. I don't just want to talk. I want to take some phone calls. So I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about the new Sony joint. If you can't get through, just keep trying. I'm about to drop the number in the chat right now. Some of y'all already got my phone number, but you know what I'm saying? Don't cheat and call ahead. Drop me a line if you want to chat real quick and tell me how you feel about Sony's new move. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like Sony is getting ready. I just hate that. Oh, and speaking of Huawei earlier, Huawei, what was the thing? Huawei's trying to pull out. They're trying to do the joint where they latest phones right now. They're pretty much working with developers, and they're getting banking apps. They're getting some apps that are not. If you have one, I don't know, Gigi. I think you already loaded Google Play on yours, but Huawei's getting ready to pull some strings and pull some triggers on them because they're trying to completely separate themselves from Google all around. Because Google played them, you know what I'm saying? I guess, if you will. But I think Huawei just added some banking apps. They added a whole bunch of apps like from in their own app store. You know what I'm saying? They're adding a whole bunch of things in there to really separate themselves from Google. And it's unfortunate because, you know, the powers that be, you know what I mean? The powers that be, it's sad that they crapping over the companies. Like, what happened? I know some of y'all might remember. You remember when Sony was on carriers? I remember I would walk into a T-Mobile store and I would see, instead now, I just think whoever got the most money, that's who gets to be out front. Like, if you go into Best Buy, all you see is Samsung. Samsung is pulling more strings than Apple when it comes to Best Buy because I got my first call coming in. Missed that call. Samsung is that was from Ontario. Wow. Samsung is pulling the strings when it comes to Best Buy. They really hammering it home. And because you walk into a Samsung store and boom, or walk into a Best Buy store and boom, you got Samsung as soon as you walk in. At least the stores that I have down here. You walk into a Best Buy store and Samsung is right out front, like literally. So if you're just coming in, taking some phone calls tonight, we're gonna chat. I'm gonna let you chat and say what you want to say. Chi-Town, I already see. I'm gonna put you on speaker too. Try to limit yourself for how long you talk. What's going on, man? It's your man Jay. Who we got on the line?
What's going on? Good
I knew I saw the number. I said I already see who it is. My man Dan Tan up in here. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, feeling good and blessed. And I hear you talking about that Sony. I just saw the leak of the phone, and the phone looks good this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they changed the design.
Like, oh. I'm like, oh, they made a phone that I'll buy. That's a good look.
So let me ask you. I want to get your opinion right now. What do you think about? Okay, possibly the phone might be $1,300, but if you lay it all on the line, spec to spec, phone to phone, why do you think people crap all over phones that are not Apple and Samsung before they even drop?
Because of the marketing, how aggressive Apple and Samsung market their stuff. You know what I'm saying? People are like parakeets when it comes to a lot of things and stuff in life, whether it's food, anything. If it has a nice commercial or a car, a great commercial, they gravitate towards that. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I tested out that Xiaomi phone, never heard of it in my life, but it was a great phone. That Note 8 Pro I had.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so I don't know. I think they should go ahead and give some of these other companies a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? Or these other companies need to go ahead, invest in their marketing dollars and get it popping.
You got it right on the nose. The marketing is key, man. If you can push it up in front of a person's face enough, eventually, like I wasn't even planning on getting the Ultra. Man, I've been talking so much about that. I was talking about it with Technically T. And man, I messed around. Was like, I almost pulled the trigger on that, but I ended up getting a smaller version. But I think I'm gonna back out of that too, man. I don't know yet. I don't know. The smaller one is the one to get.
Yeah.
The smaller one to me is the one to get.
I agree. And I was going for the smaller one, but the Xfinity Mobile is only selling the S20 Plus and the S20 Ultra. So I went for the Plus.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad. The Ultra, I played with it. It's a little bulkier than I would want. You know what I'm saying? But the S20 is like the right. And I'm starting to feel like the small powerhouse phones don't exist, and the S20, it's got everything. Man. It's got the Quad HD display. You know what I'm saying? It's got everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's loaded. It's loaded. So yeah. So I guess for 1,300, you get what you pay for. You know.
It's got a 4K display though. Like the Sony has a 4K display. You know what I'm saying? It's they're
Yes.
still the only company that's doing that, and it has like a 90 hertz refresh rate. So, and it's got a headphone jack. It's got wireless charge.
Yes.
Like they throwing everything in the bucket, but people
Wait a minute.
still
It has a headphone jack still.
they brought it back.
Headphone jack?
They brought the headphone jack
Okay.
back. They brought it back
Dope.
on this one. So it's got it.
Dope. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
you know it's gonna get crapped on though. You know people gonna still talk trash about it, and they gonna skip around and pick it apart.
I don't know. Yeah. That's what, you know what I'm saying. Like people like me, you, and Easy, we let the tech do the talking. We go ahead and throw that money out there and see what it does. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm interested now.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Cause I got some expensive headphones over here, man. I got these Sony headphones I bought like 2.5 years ago. Man, yeah, I'm ready to use them because they 3.5 only. They're 3.5 only. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Well, man, oh man. Well, Jay, I wanted to come in and rap with you for a bit, and also I want to thank you for your support, brother, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You've been awesome, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
all
Yes,
about
sir.
the
You've been a
team player.
You've been a big brother check. Yeah, you've been a big brother check to me. You know what I'm saying? So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't know behind the scenes. Jay is right there helping
Oh
me
yeah,
out,
no
man.
doubt.
I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. It's all love, man. Everything. We gotta help each other out because
Yes,
if we don't help each other, who gonna help us?
Exactly right, sir.
You already know. That's the man right there, Dan Tanner, man. If you haven't hit him up yet, hit him up for a nice beat. You know what I'm saying? Hit him up on he I know he cut he split them wigs too, man. You know, he still I saw him out there splitting some wigs. I think I saw that right online. I was like, look at this. He splitting them wigs out there. So yeah, he getting down. He up there my homeboy town, the Chi-Town, man. That's where he at up there. So you don't know who he is.
sir.
I'm pretty sure by now you know who he is because I try to shout him out as much as possible. I try to just show love to people, you know what I'm saying? You got to. That's the only way I get down. We need each other.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
big
sir.
dog.
All right, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Love. Yes, sir.
That's my man Tanner. So shout out to Harmless Carl. I see him in the house, man. If you see me kind of gazing over here a lot, the chat is over there. I'll move the chat kind of closer behind the camera because I need my bifocals, folks. This will make it look like I'm looking closer into the camera. But I need my bifocals. I'm also trying to monitor the stream too. But my man Harmless Carl, shout out to Harmless Carl for the super chat. Folks, when you call in, see how my man Tanner handled that? He said what he had to say. He got up off the line. Because sometimes when I take phone calls, people want to stay on the phone for like 20 minutes. I'm like, yo, son, you gotta keep it moving. It's people wanting to call in and stuff like that. And just for the record, oh, that got my man Team Pixel. We in the house. LaShawn, you just got here. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and switch that resolution to 1440p at 60 on them. Because that's what I'm streaming at, son. Shout out to Team Pixel in the house, man. So a few calls came in when Tanner was on the phone, but that's how you do. You call in, you say what you guys say, and you keep it moving. You shout out whoever you want to shout out, Ray, Earl, anybody, and then you keep it moving. That's how you get down. I'm taking some phone calls tonight. I put the number in the stream. Word of advice, that's my real phone number. So don't be calling me at 1 a.m, 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. You're gonna get handled. You know what I'm saying? So just be respectful. You know what I'm saying? That's a trust thing. When I used to be an executive, we had this trust thing going on where you walk into like this break area and there's no money or anything like that. It was just a thing where you slide the money in and they trust that you're going to pay them. That trust system. Some corporations are probably still like that, where you just walk in, it's like a ton of food in there. You know what I'm saying? And so you walk in and you pick up what you want to pick up, and they trust that you're going to give them the money for it. So I'm trusting you that I don't have to clown you. I'm just trusting you. I'm trusting you. All right. Let me give my number out either to people. Obviously, I got like 4 phone lines, but still, this is a main number for me. So it's your man Jay taking phone calls tonight, talking about Sony, Huawei, and why is it everybody is so in love with the specs on iPhones and Samsungs and LGs, but as soon as another phone drops that's $1,000 that's not a Samsung or and Apple, people freak out. So I look at spec for spec. And Wallace up in here. What Wallace at? There he is. What's up, Wallace? Yeah, I see LaShawn up in here. Yeah, man. So I think a lot of people freak out, man, when they see something come out that's other than Samsung and Apple, and they just kind of just shut it down immediately. They just figure, nope, it's not gonna be any good. But see, the problem is this. Cruz, it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. The problem with whoever this is texting me, I got your text, but I'm taking calls. So the problem with Samsung is not Samsung, Sony. The problem with Sony is it's embarrassing that they locking down the mirrorless game. But their cell phones that come out, like the Xperia 1 was like their be-all, say-all. Because the Xperia XE Premium, boss-up phone, man. It was just a little too big for me to rock daily, but boss-up phone. So the problem with the Sony Xperia 1 is that my cameras was having some problems. You got the overheating, just like the Sony A5100. You know what I'm saying? You can only record for so long. That's the problem. And so what they've done this time is they slapped on that 865. They got with Zeiss. They put a headphone jack back up in that joint. So I posted on Instagram earlier today that, you know, people tend to crap all over phones that are not like, let's just use the Pixel. Shout out to Team Pixel. Hold up that Oso Orange or that Panda or that Midnight Black. Hold them up. Just sit in your living room and just hold it up. And if your spouse walk by you and look at you like you're crazy, just say, get up out of here. I'm holding it down for Team Pixel. So we use the Pixels, for example, right? We use the Pixels, for example. The Pixel is a device. Let me sound check myself real quick. The Pixel is a device. Yeah, it sounded good. The Pixel is a device that the Pixel 4 XL and the Pixel 4 are devices that they hit the market. Yeah. And they straight just gets crapped on by everybody because of the price. This is what I don't like. And peep game real quick. I want you to check this out real quick though. Look on YouTube and tell me all of a sudden, don't you see a lot of Pixel reviews? Check it for yourself. Don't you see a lot of Pixel? Should you buy the Pixel now? And is the Pixel worth it? You see them reviews popping up all of a sudden? Like, because you think about it, the Pixel has only been out for what, 3 to 6 months? So it's still on an uphill climb. So I think all of a sudden, like I looked on YouTube and I was searching for some stuff, right? And I was just like, man, all this Pixel stuff in my feed all of a sudden. I never saw so much Pixel stuff. Pixel 4 XL, Pixel 4, never saw that much stuff in my feed for the Pixel ever. So I look at it now, all of a sudden, the Pixels just, boom, there's Pixel stuff everywhere. Now, obviously, I've been pushing out a lot of stuff, but my own stuff don't show up in my own feed. Sometimes YouTube recommends me my own videos, which is weird, but sometimes it does that. The Pixel devices, I even came forward when it first dropped and was like, yo, I don't know if I would spend this much on the Pixel 4 XL, 128 gig, or the 64 gig, especially not the 64 gigs, because the 64 gigs don't have SD cards. And, I just think it's kind of lame that, they charge, there was no options. If they were going to bring 3 different versions of the Pixel, okay, then yeah, give us that one that's down in make the 64 gig like the $599 version. Then the 128 or the 256 gig, the $799 version. They did the pricing wrong on that, and that was about it. And unfortunately, that's what shuts down a lot of phones companies is the price. But in like the Pixel, they just didn't give enough options on the memory. If the same Pixel devices would have dropped at the same prices with a minimum storage of 256, hush mouth. The whole industry should have been on hush mouth. You can't ride that wave that it didn't have an ultra wide lens. Okay, well you could, but and I don't know why Google chose to do the telephoto lens joint. Okay, I'm over that though. But the reality is, if they would have dropped the same devices with more storage, like triple the storage or double the storage that it has right now, we might have been having a different conversation. Because then the only thing they would have liked at that point was a headphone jack and ultra wide lens. In my personal opinion, because I don't care what you say, man. I think these devices are beautiful. That's just me. You know, what you consider ugly, you know what I'm saying, or not that attractive is on you. You know, but everybody has their own. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I think, especially this Panda White, man, if you're a part of Team Panda, man, yeah. Whew. I just feel like, I know the Oso Orange is the limited edition color and it's hard to get right now, but this Panda, oh my goodness, man. This Panda, son. Whew. Beast mode. So the Pixel drop, if they could just update these current Pixels just a little bit and quadruple that memory storage, they still in there. They're still in there. But Sony, on the other hand, let's use Huawei for a second, son. Huawei already has the high memory options. They got the high memory options and the lower price. Xiaomi, higher memory options, bigger batteries, the lower price. They still can't get no love. They still can't get no love. Your man got to move over to China somewhere. I got to move to China. You know what I'm saying? To enjoy my tech. I mean, what am I going to have to do? I mean, it's crazy how the companies that we should be rocking with over here in the U.S., you know, just don't happen. Just don't happen. GG crazy, man. Yeah, man. Look. Hey, look. Huawei and Xiaomi, I don't see how a person, like, I put out a video a long time ago. Get your snack on real quick, folks. Snack break. Eat you some crackers or something like that. I put out a video. Yeah, I'm snacking during my stream. You don't like it? Sorry. I put out a video with the Mi 9T versus the A70. It's all subjective. I mean, look at some of your questions in here. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Word up. Oh, no, nice. So, right now, a little under 100 people in here. Put in the stream what phone you're using to watch the stream, and if you can view it in 1440 at 60 frames per second. Put what kind of phone you have, and if you're watching in 1440p at 60. I'm curious to know. I'm going to read a text message, even though I said call. Man, really, bruh? I ain't going to put you on blast, man, but I just told people not to abuse my phone number already. I ain't going to put you on blast. So got the 10R, iPad Pro already up in here. I see you. OnePlus 7T. Wait a minute. OnePlus 7T in 1440p? Huh? I'm getting ready to go Scooby-Doo on you. Huh? Everybody get some Scooby-Doo up in here. I thought my OnePlus 7T is only 1080p on the screen. Galaxy S10 up in here. 10S. Boom. I got to go Scooby-Doo on you. S7. Look at that gangster move right there. The S7, folks. 1440. That's what I'm talking about. That's a shame. Samsung has some great older devices too. You can throw you a battery case on the S7 if you can find one brand new and ball out for a whole nother 2 years probably. It'll still work fine. Note 10 Plus, Note 10 Plus, you already know. Note 10 Plus, Pixel 4. What a Pixel Squad at, man? We all at. Anybody else go Scooby-Doo on that? Yeah, all about that angel food cake, son. You already know. You already know that Panda with the angel food. You already know. Pixel 3 XL. We got a Pixel 3 XL up here. Oh, that's Wallace. I should have known. That's Wallace. James B. got the 1440p on the Note Plus. iPhone 11 Pro. Samsung S8 up in here, man. Wow. Yeah. Yep. There's zero limit on that S7 and you good to go, son. 3A XL, that's what's up. I think I'm going to trade my 3A XL. Because I think Samsung is giving like 250. You know what I'm saying? iPhone 10R. There it is. There's a couple of those up in here. Shout out to the 10R crew. Yeah. Axon 7. Oh, snap. Mine is right there, man. Oh, my goodness. It's a lot. It's crazy how many, all the different phones that are in here. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, all the different phones. Pixel 4, Team Pixel, you already know. I think it's a lot more pixels in here than I thought. Wow. I didn't realize that. The A20, all right. LG G7, that's what's up. Yeah, it's a lot more pixels in here than that. Now you see that? Now check that out. I don't just have a lot of people from Google following me. I don't just have Team Pixel members following me. But look how many pixels are in here, though. Like, for real. That's saying something. You know? Some people say, I had a cat in the Genosis, I see even. I had a cat in one of my videos say that this phone was a flop. Because, you know, I kind of put in the thumbnail, it's not a flop like they say. I do that just to draw you in, just to get some conversation going. But the cat say, it's a flop because the sales numbers, it didn't sell a lot. My question, yeah, man, LaShawn, for real, it's a lot of pixel owners in here. My question to you guys, as a consumer, why is it that some people use that as an argument that it's not selling well? Just because a phone doesn't sell a lot doesn't mean it's a flop. That doesn't make any sense. And furthermore, I think techies who try to bring that up, LGG8, baby, I see you. Techies who try to bring up sales numbers, personally, I think they're lame. They have no argument because most of them probably like, I don't like to call people out. You know what I'm saying? I can call out technically Tito. I'm always going to come at him though. Whether he here or not, I'm calling him out, son. But I just don't like when tech reviewers start focusing on sales numbers. That absolutely has nothing to do with whether a phone is good. And honestly, I feel like they don't even know what they're doing. Then if they're worried about sales on a phone and it doesn't sell a lot, so it's a flop, you don't know nothing about reviewing phones then. I don't know any other way to say that. You know, we're doing the same thing. You're just doing it in front of millions more people than I am. But if you just looking at a phone and you saying it's a flop because, you know, it didn't sell a lot, that's crazy right there. That just means all you care about is numbers, like sales numbers. But the question would be, you know, like, why do you care about the sales numbers if you don't have any stock and you're not the CEO of the company or you're not nowhere in that part of the world? You're just a consumer. You're just a techie. Why do you care about sales and why is that your argument? I don't personally feel like Galaxy Fold in the house. I don't personally feel like the numbers from which a phone does sales make it a flop. Now, obviously, they're talking about sales numbers as a flop. So, okay, yeah, it flopped in sales, but does that mean it was a bad phone? I want to see some of y'all's comments in here, man. It only flopped because no wide angle. Yeah, that's crazy, too. That's another one. What's going on, Jay Mills? I see you, man. Appreciate the super chat. Everybody who threw the super chat in there, I appreciate you. Appreciate the love. That and how many of those do you see in the wild? Oh yeah, that's another one, GG. The no ultra wide, and how many I don't see a lot of these where I'm at. You know, I blame, and I shouldn't say blame. I credit. What's up, Perry Ryan? I see everybody just coming in. I appreciate you guys, man. Prince Raval, we're just talking right now. We're talking about the Pixel 4 and how people said it was a flop, like the smaller version. They said the smaller version is a flop, and pretty much along with the big one too, because it doesn't have an ultra wide camera and it was priced too high, and you know we don't see a lot of them. Pretty much everybody in this stream is watching on the Pixel 4 XL. That's crazy. The majority in this stream are 4 XL owners, because I was looking at all of when I said put your phone up and what you're watching it at. So I feel like here's another good example right here. The HTC U Ultra is a good phone. It was a good phone. It is a good phone, but it was considered a flop because of one person on the internet. One person on the internet said it was a flop. Just like one person on the internet said that this phone is a flop. People follow. Respect to the kid. Mad love for the kid. He could be my son. That's why I call him that, because he shines like one. Like, for real, for real. So, respect to him, but the G8 wasn't a flop. The Pixel's not a flop. The Ultra is not a flop. It's just not happening. I can't call something a flop if I use it for 2 days and then put a review out, or I use it for 2 weeks and then put a review out. 2 weeks, you might be able to get some of if you like it or not, but that doesn't mean that it's a flop. If a phone doesn't sell a lot, then okay, yeah. So that means the Sony Xperia was a flop. Now, the Sony Xperia was not a flop. The Sony Xperia 1 was not a flop, the last generation. It wasn't a flop. It's just that Sony wasn't listening when it came to the camera game, man. The camera game on that phone was horrible, son. I had a bad experience of mine. There's plenty of people who didn't have a bad experience with the cameras. Give myself a sound check real quick. There's plenty of people that didn't have a bad experience with the cameras, and theirs was good to them, but I thought the cameras was lame. Man, my Xperia 10 had like this yellowish tint to it. My Xperia 1 had the same problem, and then it wouldn't record past 50 seconds. I had a bunch of problems. Now, obviously, I had a unit that was messed up, but the reality is I dropped a G on that, and I got the free headphones, so technically I dropped like 600, but I ended up getting rid of everything, but it was worth the money that I spent if it would have worked. Because who on the market has a 4K display? Let's just be honest here for a second, man. If we're not, like, I think people are with the companies that they love because they feel comfortable there. Like, if it's working for them in every iteration that they get, why change it? Know what I mean? Why change it if it's working for every iteration? Like with me with BlackBerry, I never had a problem with BlackBerry really, and so I kept rocking with BlackBerry, and I rode that wave until they got up out of here. They bailed on me. Yeah, I'm about to drop. Turn the beat on. I used to get down back in the day. Don't trip now. I used to get it in. I can't right now. I'm rapping about Jesus and stuff like that, and people ain't trying to hear that, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna represent. Throw it up for JC. You already know. Yo, but on the real though, I think there's such a bias, you know what I mean, in the tech world. Imagine, I've used this scenario before too, right? Let's level the playing field all over again. Everybody has to pay for their own stuff. There's no more review units. There's no people giving away 15 MacBooks, 15 or 200 OnePluses. There's none of that, son. There's just, you got to use this phone for 30 days and then you can give your review. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be. But in the real world, it's not like that. Nah. Oh, yeah, no doubt, Donna. I rocks with a lot of it when I'm feeling like that, but I'm pretty much like the blues and stuff like that and old school, classical and stuff. I listen to a whole bunch of different genres of music. But I think, let me read your comment right here. It says, make it or break it phones, general public. I don't know. I guess this is about who knows. Yeah, Tanner said it best earlier when he said it when he called in. I dropped the phone. If you want to give me a call and express yourself, let everybody hear your voice. That's the number. It's in there. I think Tanner said it best, and we all feel like that. If you don't ante up the dough and get your marketing on, you're going to lose. Unfortunately, in the U.S., that's how it is. Yeah. So Jay Mills says, I'm not going to lie. I forgot the Sony not only has a 4K display, but I think they're the only manufacturer that does that. Facts. Hashtag facts. People ignore everything about Sony because it's good. People ignore everything about Huawei because it's good. People ignore everything about Xiaomi because it's good and it costs less. Like if you put the The Note 10 Plus. I'm going deep now. Because you know the Note 10 Plus that's my man, 100 grand. If you put that next to the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II, let's take it a step forward then. Let's go to the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II, and you put the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra next to each other. I'm rocking with the Sony. I'm rocking with the Sony because it has something that it has several things that the S20 Ultra doesn't have. It doesn't have them. A headphone jack, a 4K display. It doesn't have those two. Those two alone for the same price, I'm rocking with the Sony. Now, convince me why you wouldn't pick the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II over the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Why would you take the Ultra over the Sony? I'm not telling you to agree with me in any kind of way. I'm not telling you to agree with me. I'm saying that's my reasoning. What's your reasoning? Why would you take the Sony over the Samsung Ultra or the Ultra over the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II? Why would you do it? Nah, why would you do it? For me, I think the Sony straight fire. I mean, I like the design of it better. I like the look of it. I like what it's offering. I like the 4K display. Think about it. You can watch 4K on your phone. And a lot of people don't even have 4K TVs. If you want me to be honest with it, a lot of people just don't even have 4K TVs because honestly, we don't even need a 4K TV. We don't need 4K TVs. We want them. Because all of that, oh, we got a call coming in. North Carolina, I wonder who this is. What's going on? It's your man Jay. Who this?
This is Kimmy.
I know it. the North Kakalaka. I hear you out there. Nah, I almost muted it, but I knew who it was. I knew who it would be. I got my anointed oil on. Don't trip. I'm good to go. I'm ready to battle. You know what I'm saying? What's up, everybody? Look, this is the person on the phone right now who should have been had a YouTube channel, but you know I'm gonna say it, man. You know I'm gonna say it. She should have been had a YouTube channel. She got all these followers. I've never seen anybody have so many followers, and she don't got no YouTube channel.
Okay.
Come on with it.
I'm just doing live streams from now. I ain't got time for the channel.
So what's up, man?
So everybody talking about Sony.
Mm-hmm.
See everybody getting their Mate XS's today.
Yes.
Proof screen on the Huawei.
I saw that. They did the doggone thing. They did it.
Now, there was one reviewer that had a 22-minute video.
Mm-hmm. I watched every last bit of it.
He showed all the workarounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't that he side-loaded anything. He
Yep.
had YouTube and everything on that phone.
Yep.
So
Sure
when you
enough.
said Huawei is coming around, they know what they're doing. They said, we don't need y'all. We about to do our own thing.
They added the banking apps too. They're getting like all like the real-time banking apps. So people really, because that was something that people complained about, like not being able to have the banking apps. They were worried about like Twitter and all this. But the reality is you can do a lot of stuff from the browser, man. It's even better in the browser when you think about it. You get notifications. It's all the same.
I'm loving my Mate 30 Pro, and you need to get one.
I almost spit my tea out, man.
You either need to do that or you need to get another Mate 20.
Man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Like it's calling in right now.
Yeah.
It's calling.
Look, I would love to have that Mate 10S. They caught me off guard with that one. They didn't do a launch event because of the coronavirus and stuff like that. Shout out to all the families who are affected by that. But you know, the thing is, they did like Sony did, just dropped it out there. But the good part about that, I think it's gonna cost $2,000. That's $1,500 lower than with the other one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What else? So it's 27.
Yeah, I think it's like 24 in what pounds? Or
Yeah. So it was about $3,900 the first one, right?
Hey, I know that's too expensive for me. I know you got it, but
Nah, I ain't doing that though. Mm-mm. I can't. I don't care how much money I got. It just sometimes it don't make no sense. I ain't that desperate to get no review out there. Nope.
The Mate 30 Pro is a modest $700 ballpark right now.
I see that right now, man. I got these bonuses on my credit card. I got good credit, man, and I got a boss up credit card. You know what a black card is?
Yes, I do.
I got one, and so I have a boss up.
The black card I own
Lord is my cash app. I wish I could give you a card in black and color, but yeah, I don't have a black card.
Oh my God, you got me tripping on you, man. I need a good laugh.
I'm silly.
Oh
You tell me
man,
I am
no,
seriously though.
no. I have a really good credit card with zero interest, and I get major perks for spending money. And I can pretty much get the Mate 30X for free. You know, all I have to do is swipe one time, and they give me back, my military and everything. I get so much money back, and it's just incredible. All the money I get back from that. That's just one of my main credit card. It's just mad perks. And so right now I have you know what? I get a big discount at Apple, right? When I log in and check my credit card.
My next iPhone, I'm coming to Texas.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. But when I log in, they always trying to get me to buy iPhones because I can get them for free ultimately with all those bonus points. I'm like, I don't want no. I did it one time and then I sold it, and doubled down on it. This is incredible, but yeah, but I'm that Mate 30. I should have been got that, man. I should have been got it, but I don't know. The Mate 20X is like my favorite, and I know I shouldn't be so biased to the Mate 20X, but man, that thing is fire, man.
I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna be shocked, but it's the best phone I've ever owned.
It would have been my number one phone last year if I didn't have this Note 10 Plus, because I had the Mate 20X for like 3 months, and people thought I was joking when I said, "Yo, if I keep this and keep the Note 10, I won't be able to review the Note 10." That was one of the hardest phones to put down, man. I couldn't do it, man. I had to sell it. I was like, and I got full cost.
3 times.
Man.
3 times.
Yeah.
I bought it twice. So.
You got me. You know what? Every time I get with you, I'm on eBay right now, on Swapper right now, looking at. I do this to myself every time,
Sean
man.
Williams got it for $450.
Man, he did?
Yes.
How?
Swapper.
Oh man, every time I check Swapper, the prices is so high on that phone, man. Nobody's dropping the price on that joint. Nobody.
But I have alerts set up for Mate 30 Pros, and I was sending them to people.
You can set up an alert on Swapper.
Yes.
I'm out of touch. I don't know how to do none of that stuff, man. I gotta get my game up.
When people say, "How do you find deals?" I hunt. I be on the hunt. So.
Yeah, that's that right there, man. I'm looking online, and there are some pre-owned ones for $450, $500, but that's just too close to $600. I see it right now for $605. I gotta have that purple joint too, man. That purple joint is just the most beautiful. It's
right,
just it's incredible.
The purple. I have the purple now.
Yeah. Oh, you still got one?
Oh yeah.
I thought you got rid of that joint.
Forever.
I thought you got rid of it.
Ever. That phone's not going anywhere.
Golly, I thought you got rid of that joint, man. I didn't know you kept it. Pro Huawei, BlackBerry, Xiaomi. BlackBerry is my number one though. I got a roster BlackBerry. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much imports. I've been rocking with the imports for so long. But what you think about? I know, man. I know. When you first told me that, I was like, "Word!" I had no clue, because you don't know who's actually watching you and taking your advice or whatever. But John Mooring's in the house. What's up? I see you, man. But what you think about what's getting ready to happen? So you just brought up some news that I didn't even talk about in my other video, but the Mate 10S or whatever it's going to be called, that and the Sony joint just dropped. Why is it people are going to ignore those because of the Ultra and the new iPhone? Why do people do that? Is it just marketing?
People are fanboys.
Yeah.
Remember, what was it, T-Stream that you was on the other night?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I didn't know anything about these phones.
Yeah.
And so people are scared. They're like, oh my God, Huawei's going to go away. And what am I going to do? You get a phone that's already got Google Play services on it, you're good.
Yep.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
it's locked in.
It doesn't hurt to try. You can try these things. They're cheap.
But it trips me out how people say they balling out, paying full cost for their phones, right? But then when you tell them to import a phone, oh man, they don't have band 71, and they start coming with all kind of stuff. And you like, huh? Like what? Nobody's on band 71 right now.
Bands, I put out the website where you can check the bands.
Mm-hmm.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
In my DMX voice, uh-huh.
People are gonna make excuses. Let me pay this $1,500 when I can get 2 imports or 3 imports for that price.
Yep, that's how it goes down.
It's with the same specs.
Same specs. Same specs. Hey, you know what? I gotta throw you this curveball. ZTE.
Uh-oh.
ZTE. How is it that the ZTE Axon 10 Pro got all of the current specs and it's not selling?
Listen, I almost copped the 9 Pro earlier this week.
What?
Yes, it was on Swapper for like $350.
Oh yeah, yeah. They giving that away. They giving that away. That's dirt cheap. You right, G. I see a lot of them on here for 400. They all sold for 400. You right. On Swapper.
So, yeah, you can't beat. I like ZTE. You know, I got the butterfly joint.
Yeah, no doubt. I love that thing. I'm on that one. I ain't getting rid of that one because they're gone now, and they got some new ones out there. But people are starting to raise the price on them, just like they keep raising the price on the Mate 20X. People don't. The Mate 20X is one of the few Android phones that holds its value. I bought mine for $720 and sold it for $740 or whatever it was. It's incredible. 3 months later.
Jay, there's only one phone I sold from Huawei that I didn't get my money back out of, and that's because I sold it to Catwoman.
Well, you hooked up a fellow techie. You know what I'm saying? You hooked up a fellow techie.
Every other phone, I got my money or better.
Yep.
Out of Huawei and Xiaomi.
Yep. So. That Mate 30 Pro, right? I gotta look at this Mate 30 Pro again, man. You got me on here. Every time, I don't care. I'll be on streams and talk doing stuff, man. It is what it is. The price is still lingering around seven something, so it's obviously a good phone. But they jacking these prices way up.
900,
yeah, it was 1,000, man. It was $1,000. But that doesn't mean it wasn't worth it. The only thing a person could argue is that it didn't have Google Play services. But you could add that on there. You could add it on there.
I didn't get a ZTE phone.
Yeah, that ZTE, man, I don't know what's up with them, man.
I'm too in love with my current device right now to get rid of to pick up another phone because I wouldn't pay it any attention.
That Mate 30 Pro. So you sent me the workaround to how to add the Google Play services,
5 to 7 minutes tops.
Yeah, and then and pretty much using it without the Google Play services. I watched Tech Leaks. Shout out to Tech Leaks. He did it for the whole time he was reviewing it. That's mad respect right there.
Man,
you know.
Techzilla put his video out. We were tweeting back and forth. He said he put it on it the same day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a must for a lot of people, but I've actually reviewed phones where I don't have to have, you know what I'm saying, the Google Play services, but it is nice to have them, though. Let's not front it. It'll be very nice to have the Google Play services because why not? I ain't got to work hard, you know what I mean? But right now, the price of the Mate 30 Pro on eBay just went up to $900, man. It was, I found it for $7 something at first, and now it's $900 on eBay.
Well, Swapper, it was hovering around $700.
Yeah, $7. That's what they going up though.
For you.
What's that?
TCL.
Oh.
The phone that folds out or whatever. They joint. How you feel about that?
I don't think I do, because they bumped out on us, man. They bailed on us. They dropped BlackBerry. And, you know, it's kind of like, you talking about the phone with the slide out screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm feeling that too much, but I guess
tell LaShawn to be quiet.
What did he say?
Google Play services. I got Google Play services, LaShawn. All of them.
Yeah, she
I'm not going with
yeah.
That. You a techie. You should be.
Oh my God. Dexter said Jay sold more ZTE Axon M's than ZTE. Honestly though, I had the review unit of the ZTE Axon M, but I sent it back because my unit messed up, and then they never sent me another one. And I just kind of forgot about it, so I decided to just buy one. And when I bought one, I didn't do it to get no pull. I didn't do it to tell people, oh, look at me. It just so happened people watched that video, and I was telling the truth. That phone, and Eric bought it, man. Eric was playing games on it. He was playing games on one side and doing a whole nother video on the other side. The phone is capable, son. It's capable.
Well, I think everybody should get one gadget a year that's a cheap gadget that you spent $100 or so on, and it's your toy.
Yep.
Other than that, and that was that phone, and I'm looking at one for this year. I'm not gonna say it here.
No, don't say it here because people will beat you to it. They'll run out there and get you to it. But you're right though, man. I mean, the Axon M, it's a phone that was before its time, but the processor and everything, people skimp on it now. But in all actuality, none of us need these high power phones for what we do. If I could just have a good camera on my phone, forget everything. I don't need no quad issue display and all that stuff like that, son. I'm good. I don't need all that, man. I need a good camera and a good battery.
AT&T too.
Huh?
I didn't have AT&T. That phone was limited to AT&T at first.
I know. I had an AT&T account, but I didn't want to buy. I didn't want to spend no $900 because I tried to reach out to ZTE and they would have hooked me up, but I think I just didn't push the issue. You know, I didn't push it, and by the time I started asking for it, it was gone. They discontinued it. I was like, whoa. Excuse me. I was like, whoa, I'm out. I'm just going to have to buy one, and that's what it is, man. I'm looking to grab a Fire phone. I'm looking to get me another Fire phone. I shouldn't have sold my Fire phone. That was another phone that got trashed.
You need to get you a Mate 20X for the collection.
Yeah,
you gotta put
some phones I just have to have. I'm gonna use that. You know what I'm saying? I just bought the Z Flip. I just bought the Pixel 4. If I get the Mate 20X, some people think I'm playing, man. But if I get that Mate 20X, man, it's gonna be so hard to use anything else. The battery is sick. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous how good that phone is, son. Whew, boy, you trouble for me, son. We gonna have to hang out next time I come down there, because I'm been shopping online, buying phones and stuff, having shipped back to the house. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna be broke up in
you're
there.
gonna have me and LB on a stream.
No doubt. Yeah, we gotta make that happen, man. You, LB, Tech Loving Mama, and what's the name? Tech Valor. We gotta make it happen, man, because you know, I love a good conversation when we start talking about tech, man. I love it. I'll be watching y'all streams on the low. Y'all don't think I'll be up in there though. I'll be in there. Sometimes I don't say nothing, man. I just like to watch. I like to laugh and have a good time, huh?
Gadget Chats is tomorrow. Shameless plug.
Oh, I'm subscribed. No, there ain't no shameless plug. That's what's up. Shout that thing out. Shoot, we family. Yeah, no shameless plug. You remember what happened last time? I said, hey, let's go to their stream. I don't care. Let's just ride out together, man. Shoot, it ain't enough of us supporting each other, man. Everybody trying to get that bread all on their own. They don't want to share. And we ain't getting that much.
I like our little family over here.
Yeah, no doubt.
We have a ball.
If we gonna split the money up, let me go and give you this $5.28 right now, because I ain't making that much money on YouTube. I ain't making that much money on YouTube. Nah.
I just hung up on you, Jay. But I'm gonna leave. Hey, open the line back up. Somebody else need to call in. It ain't gonna just be.
It's been a couple calls ringing through, but when Tanner was on the line, 4 calls came in. You know what I'm saying? But
why didn't they call back?
I have no clue, man. They all came in. Homeboy texted me. I'm like, come on, man, don't text me. Don't do that. This is my real phone number. I'm not playing. Don't be. You can call me if you want to at 2 a.m. I'm gonna let somebody else answer.
Well, I get up at 4:45. I won't be calling it.
No, not you. You know what I'm saying? not you. You ain't not you. I just put it back in. I just put the number back in there. Yeah, y'all, check out Gigi, man, and her and all the ladies over there doing their thing, man. You know, it's all love, it's all fun. The family, you got to keep that circle small for real, because you really don't know who you can trust. So the smaller you keep it, the better off you are. That's for real.
And it was awesome talking to you as usual.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Phone calls, it's open, man. I just put the line back in there. Appreciate it, Gigi. You gonna make me spend some money again, no doubt. You want to shout out your IG or your Twitter or anything?
Oh, everything's Scrumptious or Scrumptious1. I'm on Twitter as Scrumptious1, and I think ID is just Scrumptious with a Y.
There it is.
So. All right, y'all.
All right, ma. There it is. She rolling harder, man. She need to get that YouTube channel, though. Yes, I'm going to keep on saying that. You need to get that YouTube channel and make it happen. Phone calls open, man. You know what I'm saying? Testing out the new system. If you're just coming on, I'm getting ready to make some changes, like some major changes in the next 30 days. But I wanted to find out my settings for streaming on YouTube at 1440 at 60 frames per second with no latency issues and no quality issues. So right now, I can actually stream in 4K. But if you're just getting here, I'm only streaming in 1440 at 60. So if you have a device that can view in 1440 at 60, make sure you switch that over. Get all that you can get out of the stream. I'm working on the lights. I have really bright LED lights, so I'm making some changes, man. I'm just forewarning you. So you should start to see all of my streams in at least 1440 if I'm at the office. If I'm on the run, it's going to be 720 because I might be on a phone or something like that. But I'm going to start trying to do, now don't hold me to this now, but I'm going to try to do all the streams from the office in 1440 at 60. I've got the settings set, and that's where I'm at. So once I can get my settings right for 4K, that's the direction I'll be going in. 4K 60 for all of my live streams. So tonight we just been talking, hanging out with you guys, man, and just talking about Sony and Huawei, and don't think that, you know, so I'm in the market to just trash Samsung and Apple, because that would be dumb, because I buy their products, I love their products, and it's just what it is. But you can't close the door. You can't have this small mind of thinking that, you know, I'm just going to only support these companies right here, and when something happens, I'm not going to call these companies out. I personally feel like Sony is a top brand. Like, why is it that the Sony's, if you're just coming in, I've said this before, but I'm surprised. I won't say why is that. I'm surprised at how Sony can master the mirrorless camera game, son. But for their own cell phones, they got issues. I don't know what it is, but the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II has a Snapdragon 865, 4,000 milliamp hour battery inside. Headphone jack was brought back. 4K display. No one else today is doing that ever, and I think it's really clever of them. They're bars. You see, it's just a natural flow. I don't even know how I do it. It just seems to keep going. So, be the oldest rap in the game, throwing bars like that. So, I really feel like Jay, did you disappear? I don't like Joe Mike said. Yeah, man. Two phones, man. This is the Yeti, and this is the brand new Toner T20 setup right here. This is the Toner T20. I did a video on this the other day. I turned off the comments because I just wanted to turn off the comments. So yeah, I wanted to start doing it like this. They sent over some stuff, and I'm like, yo, I appreciate it. I'm going to use this stuff, like, for real. So I got a new setup coming, but, don't worry, it's coming. 1440p. Don is in the house, y'all. What's going on? I ain't see you, Don. It's a lot of regulars in here. I love to see the regulars come through and support. It's much love doing that. I would actually prefer to stream every day or stream all of my footage. But, I don't know. Shout out to the super chat. No, yeah, I can't even say your name, but appreciate the super chat. No seeds. Yeah, I guess whatever that means. I'm gonna go ahead and assume I know what that means. Part of my past. So One UI's improved software. Okay, so they're having a conversation. Shout out to Ronald. He's in here talking to Riley. They're getting a chop on. Sony knows exactly what they are doing. I totally agree. I feel like they're never gonna get the love that they deserve. And unfortunately, like I got to reference Tana again and Gigi, they both said it. Marketing, son. Marketing is where it's at. If you're willing to dump $8 billion. See, the thing about Samsung, their marketing budget is what some of these companies are bringing in for the whole year or through a whole 2 or 3 quarters, son. Their marketing budget is like $9 billion. So they're getting paid. They getting paid. Yeah. LaShawn's crazy. LaShawn's crazy. What's going on? If you're just coming in, man, I appreciate you stopping by. We have been hanging out talking about some of the latest tech. Got a lot of YouTubers in my stream, and I love to see YouTube. Hey, one YouTuber who rarely makes it to the streams because he works full time, and me and him, he a little bit older than me, but he close to my age. Got a call coming in. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna shout him out in a minute. What's going on? We got online. It's your man Jay. You're chatting live. What's good?
What's going on? This is Michael Pepper. How are you?
Mike P in the house. Mike Pepper, folks. We all know who Mike Pepper is. He's the one who won at it with Versatile on the Tech King Mike Saturday Night Battles. What's going on, Mike? What's good, man? You came to chime in on some of this good conversation we having?
Yeah, so one thing I was thinking about with Sony is I think that, unfortunately, in the United States, a lot of people go into their carrier and they go, what's the phone that I can get for $25 a month or whatever? And since Sony doesn't really work with the different carriers where Samsung and the iPhones and things like that are unavailable on all the carriers, people don't even think to go look to Sony's site or whatever and buy phones directly from the carriers anymore because they get deals or they have where you pay so much per month, but then you can trade in once a year or whatever. Like with iPhones, you pay $5 extra a month, and then you can trade in once a year.
That's true. And then another thing to note for Mike and everybody else, I don't know if you knew this or not, but Sony officially closed down the Sony mobile website. Now everything diverts over to Sony.com. So they're cutting a lot of stuff out, man.
And even Samsung has the advantage of, they do these trade-in deals and things like that. But then the carriers do deals too, and I think that for Sony it's just difficult to compete with that because we still don't live in a market like in some of these countries in India and stuff where people go and they save up and then they pay for the phones outright. We don't have that here, so people just kind of look at And I think that's why prices can go up too, because people are like, oh, that's $1,500 for a phone, but they're willing to pay $50 a month. But
Yeah, I think the problem, like you said, if they're gonna do this, because the system right now is playing us. They're making us pay full cost for our phones over time now, and they're not eating any of that. And then we're also paying for our cell phone bill. So it's not just India, by the way. It's the UK, pretty much everything overseas. Shout out to Techzilla. You got to pay full cost for your phone, and there's no returns. So imagine if the U.S. adopted something like that, the big decline that will happen in the U.S. The real numbers would start to show. Because like you said, they're financing phones. And shout out to Uno Nice. He's talking about in the comments, he's talking about the commercials and things like that. And he's right. But imagine the big decrease in sales that all of these companies will have if, in fact, they don't do the deals they do now. It will be trouble for all of the OEMs, and it will be a more level playing field.
See, I think where we got duped is, we used to have these carrier plans, right? And we still have these contracts. It's just now on the device instead of the plan. And then if you think about it, like you go in, right, and you go into T-Mobile right now, for example, they get $500 off the S20, so you get it for half price for the base model.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only if you stay with them for that whole 24 months or whatever, because they're giving you a credit each month. So if you pay that off early, then like let's say 5 months from now you decide you're going to pay it off, you're only getting knocked down the what is it, $18 a month times 5 months or whatever.
Yeah.
You're only saving $90. You're not walking in and actually getting that up front off.
That's right.
And you still have payments too. Like with T-Mobile, I think that's it's great if you have the money to put down and then pay less per month, but it's not like they give you the amount up front. And I think that's the struggle too, and how many people trading in devices, I think, is one of the big mistakes too, is, if you trade in a device every 6 months, that's where I think people should do like the lease stuff, where if you're going to get a phone that often because it goes down in so much value, like T-Mobile's jump plan is a good idea, because then you're only paying so much per month, and then you just get a new device and you keep paying that per month, because otherwise you're eating 10 plus.
Yep.
And 6 months later, they'll give you $700 for it. But that's $400 that you just ate.
Mm-hmm.
In 6 months.
That's true.
I figured it out. $2.22 a day. I mean, you can feed a starving person for what you're paying, essentially losing over that time.
Oh, snap. He went political on us. Oh, snap. Get him, Mike. Get him.
They say something about 71 cents a meal to feed somebody, so...
Yeah, we can go there for a second, because I personally don't like those types of advertisements, because I don't know who the money is going to. They tell us that, but you remember, nothing is free. Even nonprofit organizations have to have some kind of money. So when we do see those things where it says, oh, feed a child for 51 cents a day, I can guarantee you some of that money is going to pay for that commercial and the actors in that commercial. So by the time it filters down to the person who's supposed to get the food, the shorty who's supposed to get them rice and beans, they only giving them like 3 cents of that 51 cents. So I'm very skeptical about stuff like that. But that's just me personally. I'm not trying to push that off on anybody else. But real talk, I'm very skeptical of stuff like that, because being a business owner and working in politics, the short time that I did, or working more on the political side, or just working more in the corporate world, it's all a scam overall, pretty much, in my personal experience. But anyway, go ahead, Mike.
That's true. And I was even thinking that for the tech people like us who buy, there's people that buy the S line when it comes out, and then they buy the Note, and then they buy the S line. They're back and forth every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's better off saving. So what you do is you save your S9, and then when the S10 comes out, you buy that one, right? And then the Note came out in between. So you save your Note until the next Note comes out. You save your S until the next S comes out. Because if you think about it, yes, it does drop in value initially, but they tend to kind of maintain them after a little bit. So if you're swapping them out every 6 months, you're losing money, but when, like, a lot of times it will drop for 6 months and then it will kind of stay at that.
Yeah, yeah.
And getting more use out of it, and you're potentially still going to get decent trade-in usually.
Yeah. Apple gives the worst trade-ins ever, and they only take their own phones back. That's the sad part.
Yeah,
They're really playing. They're really playing the system, and they're really playing their customers. But they have loyal customers, man, who just don't care.
But you can trade in an iPhone 10 to Samsung, and they'll give you like $300-$400 for that thing.
They will.
That's crazy.
They will. They sure will.
They were to give me $200 for one with a broken screen.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Samsung has the best trade-ins. I think their trade-ins are better than Best Buy and Apple combined.
The one thing I wish that they would do is allow you to trade in multiple devices. For example, like, let's say I wanted to get the S20 or the S20 Plus to be able to trade in my Note 10 Plus and my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
But they only let you do one per line. So.
Well, they lose. They lose when you do that, and it's a matter of just because you trade those in, those are being sold off to third-party companies, especially Apple. Because I was in the Apple store, right? I'm trading in a device, and I said, "What do y'all do with these phones after I give them to you?" He's like, "Oh, we sell them off to a third-party company." So they may be giving you a trade-in of $150, but I guarantee it's greedy. I mean, the business mind of Apple, they probably selling it for double that, or at least making a 25 to 50% markup on it. Something. They're doing something. Yeah, and don't think for 1 second that the companies don't talk to each other. Samsung will take an Apple phone, but I bet you they'll sell it back to Apple or sell it immediately to third party and make some money off of it, or make the same money back.
Well, that's where all those phones from, like, Straight Talking stuff come from.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Like, how you buy, like, an iPhone 6S or whatever. It's all the phones that Apple took on trade-in, or Samsung took, or whoever, and then they turn around and, like you said, they sell it to those third parties. And it's, it'll be interesting to see, but I think that one of the reasons that we're seeing the smartphone market shift is because the average lifetime that somebody is keeping a phone now is 33 months.
The average? Wow.
Now, yeah, the average now, it went up to 33 months. And so you're seeing, so that affects the company, right? So if they sell, let's say Apple sold 250 million iPhones last year or whatever, but people are holding on to those for so long. Yeah, there's more people buying phones every year. There's, still people buying them, but where's it going to start seeing that shift? Well, and they got to make money somehow. So
in the tech community, the average time is 33 days.
Yeah.
Techies be getting rid of phones after 3 days, man. I know people out there, I'm not even going to put them on shine, but I know people that will get a phone and the same day it's gone. Like, they literally will buy it and the same day they're selling it. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm used to it now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to the people who do that. I just find it strange, but it is what it is, man. I guess that's what it is, man.
I know some of these sites like Swappa and stuff will let you sell, like they'll let you trade in a phone that's still in contract. So I guarantee you what happens is there's people that go out and they get these deals where there's like buy one, get one, and they only have one. So then they take the second one and they trade it in or whatever.
That's horrible. They're not supposed to be able to do that either.
Buys it and they'll still.
Yeah. They're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to be able to do that because you're basically selling a phone that you don't own.
Yeah, but there's sites that will let you do that. And then essentially, if you think about it, like let's say you have a 24 months, like through T-Mobile or something, and you pay $20 a month or whatever for the additional line access fee.
Yeah.
You're only paying $480 for that phone, but maybe you sold it for $800 because it was $1,000 phone, brand new phone.
Yeah.
So you're still making $1,000,000. But yeah. Well, it was good talking to you.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you, Mike.
It's awesome. I did have one question for you.
Yeah.
What are you using to be able to stream at 1440p?
So I'm using the brand new 4K camera. It's a Brios from Logitech. I bought this a long time ago, and it's the 4K camera. But I'm working on the settings. It can stream in 4K, but I don't have a 4K cam link. So right now this is just directly plugged into my Mac, and I got the settings tweaked for 14. You're gonna need at least a 4K camera in order to do 1440 minimum. So it can go up to 4K, but until I figure out my settings for 4K, 1440p at 60, it's running smooth. It's completely safe. I worked on the latency, so everything should be looking pretty good.
What software are you using or whatever to be able to get
OBS.
it to go to YouTube?
You got to do OBS.
Oh, okay.
If you're using OBS and you have a 4K camera that you can stream with, I'll screenshot it and send you my settings. I don't mind sharing. I'll screenshot you all of my settings in OBS. You don't even need a cam link to do this because, again, I have a cam link, but I'm not using it. So you just plug. You're going to need a 4K camera, and they're not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that plug directly in. But the Logitech one, I think this one's on sale for like $200 or $300 right now, 200 or something like that. But it's the 4K Brios from Logitech. So if you have any other 4K camera, you can do it.
That's awesome. I didn't know you could, because I've been working on trying to get. So Skype now has OBS integration.
Oh wow!
So I've been trying to get that set up. So like when I do my live streams, I can just invite somebody to a meeting basically.
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah.
And it gives a temporary link, and then I can just position them wherever I want, and then
Got
it's better quality. And,
yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
720p through StreamYard.
Yeah,
so I appreciate
no doubt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's good to hear from you. I appreciate you calling in.
Have a good night.
All right.
I'll be watching the rest of you. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Take care. All right. So I want to talk about something. About what me and Mike was just talking about as far as trading in phones. So some people might get offended right now. So if you're easily offended, you might want to hit that thumbs up on your way out, because I'm getting ready to keep it 100 with you. Anyway, hit the thumbs up, folks. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, folks, real quick. And we gonna get it. So hit the thumbs up though for me. If you're having a good time, hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So you know what, GG? I'm gonna get you, man. I actually did them this morning, so before I had to do the stream, so I took care of that. But GG, oh my god, she the only one who could do that to me. Yo, so I want to talk about something that J Wills or it might be a little bit of delay. Oh, it might be the stream. Okay, so if you're experiencing a delay in the stream right now, it's got to be YouTube. It might be kind of catching, doing a catch up or something like that. Or it could be your internet connection, because I have 1 gigabit audio. But if there is an audio delay, or 1 gigabit audio, 1 gigabit internet. So if there is a delay, everything in my house is hooked to the internet. So the upstream on my side, I'll give you an update on YouTube. I'm going through OBS through YouTube, and it's not going to be good all the time. YouTube and OBS, they work good sometimes together. Yeah. So some people are having a delay and some people are not. Okay, refresh your stream, they're saying, and you should be good. Okay, so audio is good. Okay, so now I want to talk about something that me and Mike was just talking about, and it was trade-ins. So some people, like I said, if you're easily offended, hit the thumbs up on your way out. I really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up anyway. But trade-ins are one of the worst deals you could ever possibly do. Now there's an if you do a trade-in with a device that you're not in the red for, you win. Meaning, I got a Pixel 4, I paid $300 for it, right? Or I got my Pixel 4, I only paid $400 for this, but the trade-in is $600. I'm now in the black. All right. So that means I win in this trade-in situation. I made $200. You know what I mean? And I get this trade-in. You got it? Red and black. If you don't run any kind of company or nothing like that, if you don't know too much about money, you probably should listen up. So if in fact you're in the black on a trade-in, you win. Other than that, folks, I don't recommend that you do a trade-in if you're in the red, meaning you bought this phone for $800 and then you go and trade it in for $600 and then you buy this new device and then next year you're going to trade in and you're going to do the same thing again. You lose. The companies win because for sure, just as quick as they're taking $600 for these Pixels, they're going to sell them for $600 and get the full profit of their device. Why would Samsung hold on to Pixels and Apples? And the Samsung phones that you trade in, they're going to refurbish those and sell them off probably. Think about that. So if you're trading in a phone and you're in the red, big mistake. You only want to trade in a phone which you're in the black. Only. You don't want to trade in something when you're in the red. It's a bad idea. I know trade-in deals, to some people, you might think they're great, but if you're not in the black, it's a bad deal and you need to kick that back. You want to hold on to that. What you want to do with your devices is try to sell them for the most money that you can. Ultimately, it's up to you what you want to do with your money, but I'm just telling you from experience, it's better to hold on to something and fight that urge than to do a trade-in. So Mike was talking about the Jump program on T-Mobile. He's absolutely right. That is probably the best trade-in program ever offered. You can use the phone for 2 months. You've only given them 2 or 3 payments or whatever. I used to have that back in the day when it first launched like 3 years ago. You could use it, you know what I'm saying, for 2-3 months and trade it in. And you really don't lose too much. $60, $70, whatever you're paying. But trade-in deals are horrible for the consumer, but it looks like shiny gold. Now, to Donna's point in the stream, same goes for cars. As soon as you drive a car off the lot, depending on what kind of car it is and the demand for that car, you're in the red immediately. Most cars depreciate $5,000 to $12,000 in the first year, in the first week of you driving it off. Try it yourself. Buy a new car, go take it back and ask for a trade-in quote. They're going to take at least $5,000 to $6,000 off of that car. But if in fact you're Team Hemi like me, Mopar love, you shouldn't have that problem because most Mopars hold their value extremely well. They're like Sony cameras and Canon cameras and blah, blah, blah. They hold the value. There's a car called the Dodge Demon. There's a car called the Red Eye. There's a car called the Daytona Charger. They only made 500 of them. Cars that are limited hold value. The Demon sold for 100 at launch to 125. Now they're selling for close to 200. So depending on what it is, she's right, that stands true. But cars are horrible and phones are not an investment. Also, a vehicle that holds Scott just beat me to it. Something else that holds value are Jeeps. If you want something that you can use for the entirety, if you can use a Jeep for 10 years, no matter what the mileage is, I bet you can turn around and sell it for about 90% of the profit. Some of my partners are managers and salespeople at Dodge dealers. Jeeps, for some reason, hold all their value. Something else that holds value is farm trucks, like the F-150s and the big diesel trucks. They hold a ton of value. Anyway, when it comes to cell phones, listen, if you're doing trade-ins and you were in the red when you started, you're not technically winning. You may be getting the hottest and the latest and greatest. You may be getting that for the moment, but it's not a good look in the end because the consumer loses big time. I'm trying to look at some of your comments here. It says, Jay, I found that depending on the phone, you should either sell privately, max resale value like Apple. Apple seems to hold the best resale value along with Huawei. They hold great resale value. Or trade in a private sale 80+% of the original cost. That's another good thing about it. But selling a phone or trading a phone in and losing how much is it? Let me look up the price of the Pixel 4 XL. I'm going to look it up. If anybody knows the price, yes, Jeeps are good cars, man. Jeeps hold a lot of value too. They're really good cars, depending on which Jeep you get. What's going on, Will? I see you, man. If you're just coming in, man, hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. I appreciate the love. Let's look up the price of the Pixel. How much does the Pixel cost? The Pixel 4 XL, full cost 128 gig, like the one I have. Let me find it here. What's the price of it? Because I want to show you, you know what I'm saying, like how you might, you know what I'm saying, be losing out. So 128 gig, Pixel 4 XL, full cost. It's $1,000. Now we're not talking about discounts right now. It does say, I see it's on sale now, but it's $999 for 128 gig. So ultimately, and then I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna look on here and find out what it costs, or what the what's the name is. I gotta find out the release date. Anybody know the release date of the Pixel 4 XL? Anybody know the release date? Let me see here. I just want to check something. Let me see here. So it came out October 24th, 2019. So November, December, January, February. 4 months old. 4 months, right, son? 4 months, and the original price was $1,000. There's a ton of people who traded in the Pixel 3 XL, or just traded in all these different phones. So it was $1,000 at launch, and it's been out for 4 months, going on 4 months. Technically, it hasn't even been a full 4 months yet. November, December, January, February. So we're not even at 4 months. Three and a half months it's been out. They want you to give it up for $600. Now you tell me, is that a good deal that you should take? Just look at it like that for a second. Because what they do is they kill off the resale value, and they kill off the private market. Like Genosis, I think that was Genosis saying earlier, sell it privately is the best way. But see, what people do is they say, well, if you want to sell it for $850, which a phone that costs $1,000, 3 months later should be able to sell for at least $800. It should. Regular price $1,000. Within 3.5 months, I should be able to sell that phone for at least $800. So tell me why I got to give it to Google, or give it to Samsung, or give it to Apple. Not Apple. I got to do a trade-in for $600 and lose $400 right off the rip. You tell me if that's a good deal. When you look at it like that, is that a good deal? Is it a good deal to give up $400 in 3.5 months? No, that's more than 10%. $400, $1,000. That's more than, that's 40%. That's not 10%. That's, oh, he said 10% per month. Okay, you're right. My bad, Mike. He's right. That's 10% every month. You tell me if that's a good deal. When you look at it like that, some people might not look at it like that. Blue phone. I don't have 40p. Very stupid. Yo, is it a good deal? Is it a good deal? And you said Best Buy is only offering $350 for a trade-in for an S10. That's a horrible deal. They ripping us off. I'm gonna say me too. Unless something's wrong with the phone, you know. If it's something wrong with the phone, then okay, you know. But when you look at it like that, is that a good deal? And so Samsung, some people think Samsung has the best trade-ins, and they do have some of the best trade-ins. They give you a watch, they give you some earbuds, they give you a $250 credit to go buy a case and blah, blah, blah. They give you all of this stuff. It's happening right now with the S20 Ultra, the S20 and S20 Plus. It's happening right now. You got all these good prices on the trade-in, but is it actually a good deal if you're going to give up your Pixel 4 for $600? Now, let's stretch it a little bit. The Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And you know one thing you need to look at now? Here's something you need to look at. Here's where Best Buy often does better than other companies on a trade. Like, I'm not talking about something special like right now with a launch. In general, Best Buy is one of the few companies that looks at the memory option, the storage. Apple don't do that, and Samsung don't do that. Do they? Do they do that? No, they don't. So whatever your memory option is, it doesn't matter. They're going to give you the same amount. So here's the situation where people who bought the 64 gig win, especially if they're offering like 75% of the cost of what they paid. You know what I mean? So They're giving $700 for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. On the surface, that looks like a great deal. Oh, snap, son. They're giving me $700. Well, the same situation applies with the Google Pixel. It's dropping 40% in a short period of time, which isn't a good deal. The company is buying back the phones and then reselling the phones or recertifying the phones, and you know they're making more money if it's their own product. I know LaShawn might be the only one who's done, well, who in here, I know he's done it before though. I know he's done a trade-in deal with Google, and I know he's probably done it more than once. Anybody else done a trade-in deal with Google? I've never done that before. OnePlus phones. That's from Victor. OnePlus phones, fire. I got OnePlus down there. OnePlus at. I need to fire it up. Because I had fired it up earlier. I got a lot of phones, B. I need to fire this thing up. OnePlus phones, totally worth the money. Resale value, it's not there. Nah. Then the Jeep is not considered investment using the words as it's meant. Yeah, no, the Jeep's not an investment, I would say. It just holds its value very well. That's what I say to that, Donna. Jeeps, and I know because a couple of partners I know are managers or they work for Dodge or whatever, and they offer top dollar on Jeeps for some reason. Jeeps hold a lot of value. That's just what it is. They hold a bunch of value. OnePlus in the house. Yeah, I need to fire up this thing because I love this OnePlus. But let me some more of your trade-in, or some more of your trade-in, some more of your questions here. You can get a great phone for $500. Here's the thing about buying phones. Here's the thing about buying. TK up in here. When you get here, man? What's up, man? TK up in here. He been doing one of my numbers. I was gonna say TK. OnePlus, or just phones that are under $500. The only way those phones hold value. Now hear me out. The only way those phones hold value is if you keep the phone. That's the only way it holds value. The only way an affordable phone holds value is if you keep the phone longer than two years or so. And most people do. The majority of the world right now, they're not walking around with $1,000 phones. Don't get it twisted. Don't believe that either. Don't think that the majority of the world is walking around with 500 or 500 and above phones. It's not happening, man. There's a ton of people out there who don't have a phone that costs $200. I've sat in on meetings and conferences with these people, and I felt like an idiot because I'm the only one sitting there pulling out 4 phones that cost, I got like $3,000 worth of phones in my pocket. I felt stupid, but it is what it is. The majority of the world is using blue phones like Eric. What's going on? If you're just coming in, man, do your man a salad and switch that resolution to 1440p at 60 frames per second and get down with me, because that's how I'm going to be rocking going out from the beginning here on to the end. I'm going to try to keep all my streams at 1440p 60. Just do it like that. No doubt. Shout out to all the people that's texting me. Appreciate them. Yeah. Daily driver right now is the Pixel 3a. No, that's not a shocker because the Pixel 3a is a boss-up phone. That's just it. Some people, I want to address the Google haters. I hate to call them Google haters, but that's really all it is. You hating on Google if you say the 3a is not a good phone. You hating on Google if you say the Pixel 4s are trash phones. You hating on Google if you think anything bad about the Pixel devices, man. You just straight hating. Yes, some of the phones launched at a certain price. Yes, none of them aren't worth that price to a certain person, but until you get the phone and use it and stick with it, nah. Pixel phones are not trash, man. And I say the cameras are going to be undefeated in 2020. Where technically T at? Forget you, T. You up here, Samsung, Pixel fans. Get out of here, T. Get out of here, son. Get out of here. I'm telling you. The Pixel phones are going to go undefeated in 2020. The still shots are going to, all of my phones are going to, the still shots are going to be fire. And I think they're going to up their video game too. Yeah, man, I I don't think that the Pixel phones are getting wrecked by the S20s. They ain't, hey, when you get it yourself, Team Pixel, Android stuff. What's going on, man? I said Team Pixel, and boom, here they come. Yeah, the 3A and the 3A line on up, beast mode, man. Even the Pixel 3 was good, man. The Pixel 2 is where I call it quit. The first Pixel was sweet, but then the Pixel 2 had some issues. Switch to the Pixel 3 going forward, it's back on again. Oh, it's got a lens flare, son. It's got a lens flare. What? You know how many phones have lens flare? Come on, son. Come on, man. They need to stop. It's so many people that hate on the Pixel for all the wrong reasons. I don't even get it. They don't even use a Pixel full time. I use a Pixel every day, 2 as a matter of fact. Phone number in the phones, using them real time, taking photos, phone calls, emails, texts. How did you get 2.5 days of battery with 7 hours of screen on time? Easy. I'm me. Everybody can't do that, but there are a lot of people out there that have a Pixel 4 XL that's banging out 2.5 days of screen on, or 2.5 days of usage with like 6, 7, 8 hours of screen on time. Don't hate on it. The new Ultras are going to come out. The Ultra is going to come out. The S20s are going to come out. And let's be fair here. Let's just keep it all the way with 100. I mean, I plan on getting the smallest one because all the cameras are all the same. I don't need to zoom in 100 times to try to look at GG in North Carolina. I don't need to do that. What's going to happen is they're going to drop. They're going to drop. And they're going to have good cameras. You know why? Because Samsung phones have great cameras. They're going to have a good screen. You know why? Because Samsung phones have good screens. Then what? Then what? The same argument that people give Google about their cameras and software is the same thing that could be said about the Samsung phones and the Apple phones. The Apple phones are optimized well. They have good battery. They got video recording. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All of these phones have something about them, son, that's going to be good. We can't downplay the Pixels because we shining on people with the cameras. I don't think the Pixels are going to be defeated this year. There's a lot of people that are saying that the Pixel phones are getting ready to get taken out, or they're getting taken out by the S20s. That's why I have After the Hype videos, man. It's a lot of hype men out there right now. Who got the phones? That's all I'm saying. Who's telling you this? Who has the phones? Hashtag the media. The media has the phones right now. So their job is to secure their place in line. So I haven't heard anybody saying anything bad about the S20 line. Well, wait until we get them. Remember when Eric was shaking his phone like that? Why they get mad though? I shook mine. Same thing happened. Remember when the autofocus was horrible and trash on the Samsung phones? We all pointed that out. I don't think the media pointed that out because they used the phone while we didn't have the phone. They used the phones when the phone's not out. Listen, let's be real here. I'm cool with some of the media. I'm not going to front. I'm cool with some of the media. However, those aren't real reviews to me. Those are overviews. They're overviews. The reviews come 3 to 6 months down the line when consumers have them and stuff starts breaking. Software updates come in. I mean, look, I know it sounds like I'm being a face over here and a face over here, but I'm telling you, son, I don't work for no website. I don't work for nobody. I ain't a part of no MCN. I ain't a part of no clique. I'm just doing it over here all by myself. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter that I'm buying the phones and they're getting them free, because I get free phones from time to time and the reviews are still the same. But I just feel like the review period is 3 to 6 months down the line. Everything is good when you first get out the box. Like that new car smell, it smells great. But then when your little cousin's nephew's baby little brother drops some hot sauce in there or some French fries, the car don't smell the same. You know what I'm talking about. It's totally different, son. It's different. So, yeah, I mean, you might probably think I'm always giving the media a hard time. Well, I am. Because a lot of them are hype men, man. They hype beasts, man. They hype up this stuff and try to get you to spend your money when you really don't have to. I'm saying now, I'm not saying that Google is the best company, but show me another company who can do better photos with one camera and other phones got 4. Who is that company? I pause for the calls. Hit that thumbs up while we pause. Tell me who it is. Tell me who this company is. I want to see their name in the comments. What Gigi say? Everyone says ZT was paying. Oh yeah, man, ZT was paying me. You know what I mean? They was paying me a fat check. Yeah. I want to see the title of the company in the stream of the OEM who's dropping fire photos with one camera instead of 3 and 4 and 5. Where they at? Hushmouth. I should see a lot of these right here. Put this right there in the stream. Put that little emoji like Perspective Tech. Put that emoji right there in there. Put that one in there. So it'd be a lot of people, blue, it'd be a lot of people coming at the Pixels, you know what I'm saying? Because, it didn't have an ultra wide camera, blah, blah, blah. Just Google. That's it. Google is the only company that brought a phone out that smashed every other camera. Oh, but it's got lens flare. Yeah, it's got lens flare. There are none, man. There's none. Absolutely none. Hush mouth and zip it up pretty much should be the only one. New Mobile. Yeah, great. What happened to New Mobile, man? What happened to New Mobile? They just disappeared on us, son. They gone. I saw Eric just unveiled the new Mobile. How is it, E? I saw you unboxing the other day. I need to circle back around just in case you put some more. Pixel shut the game down for 3 years with that one camera. Facts, J Mill. Facts. LaShawn, you crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah. And, I'm not saying that Google phones have the best cameras, right? But I am. Because Google phones have they take some of the best still shots ever. I know that when a new phone drops, the hype men are going to be out there saying, boom, 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 look at this, we fire, boom, let's compare it. And you ever notice this? Every time a phone comes out, they come at the Pixel phones in these recent days because why? Best still shots ever. But the truth is, I want somebody to come at Google because that means we win. We get more options in cameras. But I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Tony Gonzalez says Pixel bugs. I don't know what that means, but if you're saying the Pixel has bugs, they might have some bugs, but every phone has bugs. Even iOS no longer can say, oh, we're bugless. No, my iPhones be sluggish at times, buggy like anything else. And for people that say the Samsung phones are laggy, Samsung phones aren't laggy anymore, man. That's dead and gone. Samsung phones are fast. But Google, I don't think they're going to get beat this year. I don't think they're going to get beat. Now, where I think they will get beat is phone of the year for me. It probably won't be a Pixel phone because there are plenty of phones that cost like $200 that are fantastic. And they may not be beating the Pixel in the cameras, but overall package-wise, yeah, man. I think my phone of the year is probably going to go to a budget phone this year. Unless Google brings the 4A, that might be my phone of the year. Who knows? Who knows? What y'all know about that Nature's Valley, though? Bam! I need to sponsor Nature's Valley. I want y'all to tag Nature's Valley on Twitter and then tell them to scan to this part of the stream, like the 2-hour mark or whatever. Dang, how long have I been streaming? Tell them Nature Valley I'm going to need that payday. Yeah. Let me get the bifocals out. Let me see here. So if you're just coming in, son, I started the stream off talking about Sony. Sony just dropped a bombshell that will for sure get overlooked by the media. Hashtag the media. It's going to get overlooked. It's going to get overlooked because why? Oh, we got an iPhone coming. We got the Samsung dropping. Sony can't sell no phone for $1,300, son. It's not worthy. When are we gonna learn, folks? Oh man, GG, man. I try to stay away from that, man. I gotta eat these granola bars, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be regular. That's why I get the sweet and salty joint, you know what I mean? I try. Man, I love them paydays though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it'll get overlooked, man. Just like plenty of phones on the market get overlooked. they get overlooked, you know? And respect to, it's, if I'm laughing after the fact, it's a delay in the comments. It's going fast, but it's a delay. And so I'm seeing some of y'all comments on things I've said already. It's really funny. Yeah, man, I mean, it's kind of sad that it'll get overlooked. Sony has some fire phone. I mean, the Sony Xperia XZ Premium, where TK at, man? He can vouch for me on this. One of the hottest phones that hit the market. Any of Sony's, because Sony's software is one of the best representations of stock Android, and some people think it's OnePlus. Some people think this company does the best for representing stock, but Sony, man, and it's all personal preference. So I'm not saying I'm right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying, yo, Sony, fast, son. Good battery life, optimized well. They just need to get them cameras in check. And hopefully, Sony just did that by hooking up with Carl Zeiss. Hopefully, they did that. Headphone jack is back. Snapdragon 865. Wireless charging. 4,000 milliamp hour battery. What do you want? 6.5 inch 4K display on deck. What else do you want? No sense. And 90 hertz refresh rate on there too. How can people say that that's a trash phone before it's even out yet? It's gonna be 1,300, son. It's trash. It's not gonna sell. Is it a flop then? I mean, coming from the Xperia 1, you know how hyped I was for the Xperia 1, but I just couldn't keep it because the cameras was garbage on there and it was shutting off on me. I literally had a bad unit and I could have exchanged it out. They gave me an option to exchange it, but I said, you know what, son, I'm moving on. I waited 6 months for this and this is how you do me, so I moved on. I could have given them another chance. That's actually a phone I really want to try again. However, man, oh yeah, don't shoot 8K. You know, one of the biggest, I gotta tackle this real quick. And again, don't think I'm trying to throw shade, man. Don't get in your feelings about this. I know Samsung fans follow my channel, but listen, let's see this for what it is. They're trying to make more money off of you. You know why? Because they dropped the price of their 8K TVs by minimum $1,000. You can now get an 8K TV from Samsung for $2,500. The same TVs they were selling for $4,000 just several months ago. Now that they got this phone that's dropping that can shoot 8K, mind you, you can't even watch 8K on YouTube, son. You can't even watch 8K. YouTube supports 8K, but if you ain't got no computer with 100 gigs of RAM, I mean, how you going an 8K monitor? How you going to watch 8K? Shout out to my man, Soldier does best. Soldier knows best. He put out a video 8K sample. And I got some powerful computers. I got a 5K iMac back there. I'm on the Mac Mini. My computer was like, I was like, the 8K shuffle. That's the 8K shuffle. Who in their right mind is so happy about shooting in 8K? That's straight up. They did an Apple. And they basically said you can shoot 8K and then watch it on your 8K TV. Oh man, the 8K shuffle, son. Hashtag the 8K shuffle. Yeah. 8K shuffle. I'm about to patent that one too. The 8K shuffle. Because I ain't the only one. I keep it all the way 100. I got some fast computers over here. And ain't no way in the world that y'all watching 8K at the smooth buffer unless you got an 8K TV. Who in here got an 8K TV? And I ain't trying to say I'm balling or anything like that, but I can definitely get an 8K TV. But do I need an 8K TV? Why? Because there's not even a lot of 4K content on TV. Who in here got an 8K TV? Who got an 8K TV in here? I'd love to shake your hand. I want to meet you in person. Who got an 8K TV in here? And if you do got one, why do you need an 8K TV? I gotta know. Yeah, we'll put that on the shirt. The 8K shuffle. I mean, who has an 8K TV in here? Who has an 8K TV? My joint was like, I paused it, let it buffer for a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody's rocking 8K. That's just marketing to try to get you to buy a 8K TV, folks. Wake up, son. Yeah, wake up. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on 21 by 9 screen? Oh, man, you must be new here, son. Because I love the 21 by 9. I was promoting. Let me side note right here. And shout out to my man, Grant S. Because me and him has always been on the same page. When I was pushing up 21 by 9, oh, Jay, that's stupid. That's stupid. Don't nobody want to watch 21 by 9. But as soon as the Galaxy Z Flip dropped at 21 by 9, 9.9, which is 22 by 9, it's the hottest thing to hit the internet. Tell me I'm wrong. Did you see anybody saying they hated the aspect ratio of the Z Flip? Oh, this is fantastic. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh. Nah, the same people who trash 21 by 9 love the Z Flip. It's so awkward. That's what they say. It's so awkward. Oh my goodness. This just doesn't look right. Now that Samsung dropped that 22 by 9, which is it was even narrower basically. It's the hottest thing ever. Peep that, man. Watch who you watching. Because the watchers are watching. You watch who you watching, son. I'm watching. These same cats that said it was trash on one phone, love it. Another great example. Remember when the squeeze feature came out? Remember you could squeeze your phone and get that? HTC brought that joint, right? Google brought it. It was the hottest thing ever. Everybody ignored it. Other phones now have the squeeze feature. It's the hottest thing ever. But when HTC did it, since they wasn't paying nobody for no reviews, they got trashed. Watch who you watch, son. Watch who you watch. 8K won't be ready for everybody until 2025. I think you being nice, son. I think it's going to be more like 2040. We don't even have 4K content on TV yet. The only 4K content we have is streaming services. We don't have, and the reason that is so, because they want us to pay for something. Who in here pays for a streaming service? I got like multiple. Who's paying for a streaming service? I know you are. So just who you paying for right now? We're all paying for at least one. Who's paying for a streaming service? I gotta know, because I know the numbers are really high. I mean, you can even pay so you don't have to look at ads on YouTube, $10 a month. I was doing that for a long time. Everybody in here is probably paying for some sort of streaming service. I know you are. I'm looking at your comments, man. I know it's going to take a second to catch up. What time is it, B? Man, it's 11:30, son. I can't be doing this like this. I got to get up and go get some breakfast in the morning. Man. Yeah, we all are. We all are. We all paying for YouTube Red, and we're paying for all these different streaming services. Netflix is killing the game right now. So, folks, it's your man, Jay. I'm about to get out of here. And I appreciate y'all hanging with me for however long I was streaming. So I didn't even mean to stream that long. I was just wanted to test out the 1440p at 60. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the 1440p at 60. I really am going to do my best to go forward. I'll be changing the lighting, not changing the lighting, adjusting the lighting, the way the lights are set up and the way the camera is set up. Right now, it's really bright in here, and I won't run this really bright setup all the time because I'm making some changes. But I really appreciate y'all stepping through. I love hanging out with y'all, man, and just imagine if we could kick it in person at your favorite restaurant or whatever. So if you're ever in my area, treats on me. I'm gonna take you out to eat real good, son. Especially if we end up going to Jersey or somewhere. If I can see you in Jersey, we're going to get us a Sicilian. Oh man. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man. It's was it Monday night? Is it Monday night? Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. So got some content coming. And it's all love, man. I like to kick it with y'all. So I hate to leave, but I gotta go. Bless Up, y'all. Y'all heard that song, Bless Up? And look that up if you haven't already. It's fairly new. It came out last year. You know who she is. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Team Pixel, where you at? Stand up. The Pixel will not. You heard me say it. quote that. The Pixel will not be defeated in 2020. It will not be. They get ready to bring the fire with the photos and stuff again. I actually think that they're going to step up their video game too. I think they're going to do it, man. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging with me on the late night stream. I don't know what's coming. I don't know. I haven't really shot any videos. I got something coming. I think I got some good stuff. Let me quit lying. I got a bunch of stuff sitting over here off camera that I got to shoot videos for, but I got a life. I enjoy life. So I'm going to go probably have me a late night cup of coffee and kick it with the wifey and go chill out, watch some TV. Team Pixel, we in here. Where y'all at, man? What Team Pixel at? Hashtag Team Pixel. If you hung around, man, hashtag Team Pixel. Where y'all at? The Pixel Squad is in here, man. Pixel was deep tonight, man. Team Pixel was deep tonight. I can't front. The Team Pixel was in here, man. It was a lot of Team Pixel in here tonight, man. I'm shocked. I am shocked. Way more than you think. I didn't know that many people was rocking with the Team Pixel like that, but I guess they are. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we're going to make sure we entertain you guys as much as possible. Let me see if I can check the chat real quick before we get... Look at all this Team Pixel, man. They all over the place, B. Deep. Yeah, LaShawn, they in here deep. If you haven't clicked on LaShawn's channel yet, see that one that says, holla at your boy? He got a YouTube channel, folks. I'm going to need you to go check him out because he's deep with it right now. His latest video, get ready to drop, man. I think you're going to like it if you haven't already put it out yet. Yeah, I think you're going to like it, so... It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Mic's off, and I'll see you in the next one. And we out of here. Hit that button to turn that mic.